Okay, it's 2:02. We shall start. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to lesson 6 of first gear to fifth coaching program. Today will be the last lesson. So let's get it started. Okay, what we have completed so far is module 1, 2, 3, 4, and partial 5. So today we will complete the remaining of module 5, and then we'll go on with module 6, and then we complete the entire coaching program. Okay, so with this, let us get started. Are you ready? If yes, type a yes in the chat box. Okay, yesterday we stopped at let me see, we stopped at here. Okay, here, accessing the workspaces. Good afternoon, Helen. Just nice, just in time. We just get started only. Okay, so yesterday we stopped at this area here, access the key workspaces. So remember the key intent is the taiji point. I mean, which one are you actually the main intention? Is it a workspace? Is it an office room? Or is it just an office space? Or is it the building? So that will determine your point of intent. That will determine the taiji point. So from there, if let's say it's a bigger area, then locate or identify the key workspaces. So different premise of use will have different key workspaces. So this one, if it's for yourself, then you know how to answer. But it's for your client or your friends, then you have to ask them which are the key workspaces, because they will be in a better position to tell you, right? But yesterday, those that we've gone through, those key workspaces are the commonly understood, I use the word understood, commonly used spaces that are of high value. Okay, for example, the CEO room, the board room, the all the high management, top management officers, all these things, they are of a higher value workspaces. So that one we need to take note of, right? So today we will talk about the next one, about the next step, the one I highlighted, recommending the necessary adjustment, remedies, and enhancement. So this is where co-creating your outer world with your inner world will comes in at this point here. Whatever that we have touched on earlier are identifying, analyzing. So this is the point where we need to go in and then do all the necessary adjustment so that we can get plugged in to the universal energy. Okay, so let's get started. So basically, in this co-creation process, what we want to do is to do adjustments, apply remedy if needed, and then put in enhancement. So the enhancement part is to get in the focus result that you want, right? So for example, you want to get more money, then you put in enhancement that can bring you in more money. So if you want more confidence, then you got to put in enhancement that can bring you more confidence. But the precondition of putting in the enhancement, first of all, is to make sure that the blockers from a particular area is been removed. Okay, it's being removed. So let's say, for example, you want to enhance Gui Ren support, then you have to go to the northwest. So at the time before you do the enhancement, you got to make sure that all the blockers at the northwest has been removed. Okay, removed or at least remedied. All right. So this part here today we'll talk about all these things. Now, if it is existing workplace, that means already running, then a lot of time it will be very hard to start from a clean sheet, right? So what we have to do is just to do some workaround. Okay, some workaround basically means the remedies, and then if can, then we add on the enhancement. Okay, but of course, each time when we do this workaround strategy, I will always tell the clients that in case in the near future they have planned for overhaul, then please bear in mind, do a proper one. Okay, so I always leave that open space at the end, okay, of my advice is that in future, if you have future planning, please do a proper one. Okay, so if not, if it's a totally new office, where they have not started, but they're planning to get started, then it's a clean sheet. Then that is the easiest things to do. Because we can plan from scratch because we already know how to get plugged in. Okay. Okay, so the secret to success, basically 3 areas. We always strive to be able to plug in to the universal energy using the universal connection system. So once you can get that plug in, it's like you putting in a round plug into a round wall socket or a square plug into a square wall socket. That will be easier. Okay, if you don't, then you don't have that electricity to power you up. Okay, so that's number one rule of thumb. If you can always plug in to the universal energy using the universal connection system. Then after that, if you can, okay, use the time space, right, a connection system to seize the advantage. To seize the advantage means looking at when is the nearest time window that you can in Chinese call lao ipi. Okay, lao ipi means you go and cast out the net, pull in the fishes, right? So that will be the window. Okay, so if you miss that window, you probably may have to wait for the future windows. All right, the future windows may not come so soon, may come maybe in another cycle. We don't know, but yeah. So try to cast the net out. I mean, identify the window and then cast the net. And casting the net is best. Okay, is best to start today. Don't wait until the window come, then you start to put in place the net. Too late already. Okay, too late. So you have to know what you want, cast the net now, so that if, for example, if the window opens up in 2 years' time, when it comes, you are there, you are ready. You get what I mean? Okay, and then last but not least is to bring out the inner world. Bring out the inner world basically means you become the inner world. Don't just say, talk only. Because some people will say that, okay, I want to be positive, but then in the end, all their choices, action, everything still points back to the negative side. So that means there's no alignment at all. So that is what I mean by bring out the inner world. I mean, you live your inner world, live the life of the inner world. Okay, so when these three, so far, due to my observation, when these three can be done, this is where you can really, really set the platform where magic can finally occurs. When I say magic means, to you could be a miracle, to you could means a miracle. I mean, to the clients, it can mean a miracle, or it finally is happening, things like that. Okay, but having said that, even though the magic can occur or the miracle can occur, um, don't forget about the trapdoors. For those who have learned the AOM series, don't forget about the trapdoors that we mentioned in those AOM topics. Okay, for example, you finally you hit upon success. Remember, success neighbor is failure or challenges. So therefore, don't get complacent and things like that because the AOM learning will help you to sustain the success and the miracle and the magic. So all is actually a bundle deal. I call it a bundle deal because it's the same thing. It's a universal law that's at work, the unchanging principle that's running behind the scene. Then, as we move on in this topic here, talking about remedies, talking about enhancement and adjustment, you find that there are many things that is really out of your hand. Out of your hand means you don't think you can do those adjustments. You don't think you can do any remedies. There are a lot of restriction, constraints, and obstacles. So my advice to you is that don't let things you can't do stop you from doing things that you can. So if let's say there are 10 things that you know you should do, so that magic can occur. But realistically speaking, out of the 10, you can only do 2. The rest of the 8, you can't because you have no control over it. Never mind. Never mind. At least you have identified these are the 10 things that you have to do to get the magic to work for you. You can't do the 8, never mind, just do the 2. Because when the 2 sets into motion, the momentum kicks in, the third one will occur. And then maybe perhaps the fourth one will also occur. So one step at a time. Okay, one step at a time. But the key thing is that you must get started, no matter how small that step is. If you don't start, just because you can't do it, so what is the purpose of doing the remaining two? You know, if you have the kind of thinking, please change. Okay, please change the kind of thinking, because if you can do two, do two. Let the momentum run, and you will feel the change. Okay, you feel the change somehow. So let's move on from here, and we really now zoom in to the smallest radius of the outer world. Means, for example, your work desk lah, your your work area. We talk about that the smallest what do you call that, outer world, and we use that. We use work desk as an illustration to explain all the various remedies and enhancement that we're going to talk about. Although we only use work desk for today, it's the same thing. Use the same thing that you're going to learn later on to apply to any other thing that you want to set up and then get connected to the universal connection system. Okay. So for example, if talking about counter, talking about if let's say you want to look out for a hot desk, use the same principles to help you select a hot desk, to set up your counter, to set up the altar, to set up everything else lah. Basically, it means like that lah. Even though you go to coffee shop, let's say coffee shop, you go to a cafe to have a important meeting with a client, right? So you find yourself the best commanding position to sit also. So use the same principle here. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the work desk. Now, let's talk about this one. Let's use office, for example. So for those who has your own office, when I say office, it can also mean your own cubicle, because cubicle will also have your own physical boundary. It's only thing that you have no physical door only for cubicles. But for room, you have your own door. So let's talk about the room, and then you use it to apply to cubicles, those executive cubicles, as well as even though for those there's no cubicles one, hot desk or open concept, right? So let's say talk about this room. So I need your participation, and then think back about your own workspace. Relate it back to your own workspace so that you have question to ask. All right. So because after today, most likely you probably will forget about 80% of what I'm going to tell you. By the time you go back to your workplace, you forget about all these principles. Okay. So right now, today is the best chance. Relate it back to your own workspace and then ask questions. Yeah. So for example, looking at this room, where is the 太极 point? Type in the chat box. Where do you think is the 太极 point? Doesn't matter, it's wrong, because this is for you to learn. Alan said actually headrest also can. Okay, so Alan said headrest also can. So Philip say agree with this. Chair seat. Okay, chair seat. Alan say between chair and edge of table. So okay, somewhere here the first dot that I draw. Okay, any more? Nobody say center of the room. Anybody think that is center of the room? Now here we are talking about the universal connection system. So universal connection system basically means, remember we talked about using the earlier heaven 8 diagram, the 四象 template, and then put it onto superimpose onto the house or the person or to whatever. So what it means is the person sitting here, I'll take it as the place, the spot, between the person and the desk between the person and the desk, this one here, okay, here, and then you map out, determine where is the facing, okay, determine where's the facing, okay, determine facing, so that once you determine the facing, therefore behind is the sitting. So 太极 point, this is how we determine for universal connection system. Now, if we are going to zoom in into time-space connection system, then the 太极 point could be different. Could be different. Could be same, could be different. Okay, we'll talk about the time-space connection system later on. All right, but right now I'm talking about universal connection system. So the 太极 point is always about that place of concern, the point of concern, which is you. Okay, you sitting there, you are the point of intent. Then the back support will be here, and the front support, which is the bright hawk, will be here. So here will be the dragon, left side, and then the right side will be the tiger. So straight away, the 四象 come out. Okay, the back, the front, the left, and the right. Okay, and then we said yesterday that we want to receive water. Water means qi. Okay, qi from the tiger side. So the tiger is here. So we want to receive qi from the tiger side. Okay, so this is the qi. So this would be the ideal plugin setup. Remember this? This would be an ideal, the most ideal plugin setup. I say plugin means the moment you sit like that, it's like you are converting yourself into a round plug to be ready to get connected to the round wall socket. Okay, so this will be ideal one. And then at the same time, because dragon, we want let me ask you, okay, participate. For the dragon side, that means the left side, we want yin or yang to pair up. For the dragon side, we want yin or yang to pair up. Okay, Alan say pair with the yin. Alan say also with the yin. Okay, so because dragon is the kan gua, so kan gua is yang, so we want to pair with the yin. So in order for the yin to show up, it means that your dragon side have to be still. Okay, have to be still here, have to be still, have to be supported. Supported means something huge and heavy sitting down there so that nobody can move on the dragon side. So the best way is to flush the table all the way to the wall. Okay, to the wall, so that straight away the wall become that solid thing sitting there and nobody can walk in and out on your left side. So therefore, you have the yin set up already. Tiger side is Li Gua. Li Gua being yin will pair with the yang. Yang means movement. Okay, yang means movement. So therefore, you move in and out of your desk through the right side. So that will create movement. Okay, that will create movement. Even let's say you have a PA will come in, maybe sometime will come to the front, sometime will come to the side here, pass you the file, things like that. So it's always on the right side movement. So with that movement, you have a yang pair up. Okay, you have a yang pair up. Now on the back, at the back, it's yin because it's qian gua. Is wrong. Because it's qian gua, therefore it's yang. So we want a yin setup. So best is behind, immediately behind, it will be a solid wall. Just like your dragon, your back also have a solid wall, so that without any valid reason, you probably won't see people walking behind you without any valid reason. Okay, so it's only you walking on it. So therefore, your behind is very still, which is a very good yin setup. In front, if you have a visitor chair, then your visitor come in or your staff come in, they will be moving around here, okay, sitting around here, talking with you, or all the activities will be in front of you. So therefore, the in front, the bright hall will have activities which is yang set up. All right. Okay, so this will be the most ideal plugin setup. If you can get, you try to get this. So therefore, if let's say you are setting up your own office, your own business, and you get to decide to design your own room layout, this will be the best. Okay, this will be the best. And if let's say you have your own room, existing room, but it's not like that, you still, if you can decide to make changes, change to this. But if you can't, still okay. Okay, wait for the next chance. Right? Any questions so far? Relate it back to your workplace. Okay, so this is after putting in all the terms, or the front and the back and the left and the right. There you go. This is the most ideal plugin setup. So wait a minute. Okay, so this is the most ideal one. The left side one is the most ideal. Now with this, then we have the left dragon crossing over the hall. Okay, crossing over the hall. This is called dragon crossing hall. So whether the door open up here or open up by the side, okay, it is still dragon crossing the hall. So it doesn't matter whether the door opens up in front at the bright hall there or on the tiger side. This is still means the same. Now, how many of you have an office but is like that? Or how many of you have those executive cubicle and set up like this? Type me in the chat box. Can be an office, can be in those executive cubicle. No one? How many of you are like that? No one also? Oh, because now all work from home, huh? Same thing, while work from home. How many of you have this kind of setup? How many of you have this kind of setup? Okay, let's talk about this. Alan say me second setup, so it's Tiger Crossing Hall. Okay, so Alan, is this in your office or in your home? Helen say mostly hot desking. Okay, so later on, if I don't talk about hot desking, remind me to talk about it because now it's becoming the trend. It has been a trend, but now because of COVID, it has become hotter trend. All right, let's talk about this. So Ellen say home and office. Okay, your frequency. Okay, so you know your frequency. So your frequency, it reflects your inner world, but that doesn't mean that you cannot co-create. You can co-create. Now you know how to co-create. Okay, so change your inner world, then at the same time do something with your outer world, so that you know the two worlds can sync with each other, and so the momentum can run faster and smoother. Is that okay, Alan? So Philip say my home office setup has dragon crossing, but the door is at my back right instead of okay, let me see. So correct me if I'm wrong, Philip. You're saying your home office has this dragon crossing, but the door is at my back right. That means the door is here. Is that correct? Okay. Now this is what do I call that? This is dragon over crossing. Okay, this is dragon over crossing. That's one thing. One thing. Number one. Okay, number one. Number two, when we say the back, I mean the turtle, the black turtle. Um, tell me, what do you call that? Let me pull a white screen. Let me draw a nine grid. Imagine this is the facing, this is the backing. Okay. Now tell me, if I say I want to know the back, which quadrant means the back? Which quadrant means the back? Okay, Philip say A, B, C. Very good. So it's A, B, and C means the back. Okay, so right now, based on Philip the description, the door is at the back right, means the C portion. Okay, so that means the door is creating movement. Okay, which is yang at the back, and we say back, we want to have a yin setup, but for you, Philip, you have created a yang setup behind. Okay, a yang setup behind. So therefore, you feel a little bit of instability. Okay, instability, and probably a bit of feeling of unsecure kind of feeling. Okay, so if you can do some tweak so that the door can become either here or here. Do you think you can do that? Is there a way to tweak? Or are you restrained by all the wiring or all the cables that you have already set up? Can't cause main door. Main door. The door is the main door, is it? Ah, you can't move the door, but can you move the table? Okay, so food for thought lah. Okay, so this kind of setup is the opposite, a mirror image of the dragon crossing hall. Basically means the desk is flush all the way to the right to the tiger side. Okay, the desk is flush to the tiger side, and the door is opening up on the left side. I mean the dragon side, and therefore the tiger, okay, the tiger is crossing over the hall. Now, this kind of setup, is it good or is it no good? What do you think? Doesn't matter if it's wrong answer, okay? Because we are all learning. Alan say not as good as tiger side should pair with young. Okay, very good. So what would be the impact if you're sitting in such a orientation? Reputation. What kind of reputation? You mean you affect the reputation has been 臭名 huh? Is that what you mean? Helen says seems like being slapped. What do you mean being slapped? So remember we talked about the external yesterday. We talked about external where about the unit A, and then you have the strong dragon or a strong tiger, you know, that kind of situation. Here, okay, here is like you have a very strong tiger, okay, very strong tiger. All right. And then on the dragon side, because of this movement here, it become a very weak dragon. So if you have a strong tiger and weak dragon, what would the impact be? Helen say the open and closed door means like slapping, huh? I think the dragon side one will also give you that kind of illusion. Am I wrong to say that? Philip said, if I turn table 90-degree clockwise, I will get the tiger crossing with door. Okay, if I turn 90-degree clockwise, I will get the tiger crossing with door at tiger front. Thing will get super busy. Do you mean for your home office or you're talking about this picture here, Philip? Okay. Waiho said, Master Kun Leong, any difference in the tiger cross hopping if I push the table all the way to the left instead of to the right as appeared now, but the door remains same position? Okay, we'll talk about that. Now let's talk about Philip first. Philip says home office. So let us revisit what Philip suggested. Let me pull a white screen based on Philip description. This is like that. Okay, so Philip say if table turn 90-degree clockwise, I will get, so if you turn clockwise, that means turn clockwise, then you will get something like this. Am I correct to say that? Is that what you mean? So if you are able, okay, so Philip said yes, but table move to bottom or move to bottom. Move to bottom means this table move to bottom. Can you move it all the way to the left side? Move it like that. A walkway. Okay. Okay. Now let's okay. So that means if you move, it will be something like what do you call that? Okay, like let's say this one, but the door is here. Okay, the door is here. The door is here. All right, so the door is here. So yeah, okay. So I will talk about this. Since we are on this Tiger Crossing Hall, then I will talk about this. So hold your thoughts first, Philip. Let me go back to Waiho's question. Waiho say any difference in the Tiger Cross Hall? Let me clear all the way in first. Any difference in the Tiger Cross Hall peak if I push the table all the way to the left instead of to the right? Um, but the door remain the same position. Okay, so it means table here. Okay, so this one, the one, move to here. Okay, so here, it basically means there's dragon. Okay, there's dragon because it's against the wall. And yet, because the dragon has a door, so this one is a plus here, minus there. So that means there is a mixture, a mixed kind of strength for the dragon. And yet, this is a strong tiger crossing the hall. Okay, strong tiger crossing the hall. So that means there is a little bit of balance here, but at the same time, okay, you are not going to get much support from your, not support lah, wrong. I would say that because of this door here on the left side, it can means, I think someone mentioned about getting very busy. Who talk about very busy? I can't remember. Philip said getting very busy. Okay, so yes, this kind of setup will get you very, very busy. And then sometimes to a degree whereby you don't know what you're busy with. That means you have one leg in almost everything. Lah. And then those things that you're involved in may not be your core. Okay, may not be your core. Okay, so is that okay, Waiho? All right, so are you currently having this kind of setup, Waiho? Okay, Alan said if the door width is an opening with if the door width is an opening with width to the table with width to the table width as per current right picture triangle crossing hall, does this still describe as similar explanation? Okay, wait. If the door, let me clear the ink. If the door width is an opening with width, okay, with width to the table width, you mean open up to here? Does this still describe? Okay, same, same. Okay, same. Right. So here, this one can also give you that kind of busyness. This kind of setup can also give you that kind of busyness. Okay, busyness. And at the same time, because your table is flush to the right, the tiger is stronger, the dragon is weaker. So therefore, yes, thank you, Alan. Green dragon weak. So therefore, tiger, it can represent employee, your staff. It can represent your customer. So you are either a pro staff welfare kind of boss, or you are those pro customer welfare kind of person. What it means is that you are at the mercy of your staff, you are at the mercy of your customer. So your customer can be demanding, your staff can be demanding, and if you're weak enough, your staff can climb over your head because the tiger is strong. Okay, his tiger is strong. So that depends. If you think you want to be those pro staff kind of bosses, then go ahead. I think this setup can do. Or if you know how to manage the staff, can or not? Okay, so it depends on how you leverage on the energy. Andrew say used to have a room like this on the left. Everything seems to be my issue. Okay, so Andrew say used to have a room on the left is like that. Okay, like that. Everything seems to be my issue. Means all blame on you, huh? Okay. Okay, all blame on you. Yeah, because this one you are not strong enough to stand on your own. And then when thing goes wrong, you'll find that, there is no management support. Your dragon gone. There's no management support. But at least if let's say your backing is still good, then at least you are strong enough to stand alone. That means you can fight all the way. Okay, you can fight all the way. Oh, okay, not blame. Sorry, I misread it. So, but everything seems to need your attention. Okay, very good. That means you have one leg in almost everything. Oh, but not everything is your core. So somehow you're always in the CC list, your BCC list, somehow you have one involvement in. Okay, Alan say, okay, thank you, got it. Mine is I got to handle many things, but inside I take it as I'm still needed and useful. Yes, you are right. So that means right now, if let's say you can't change this setup, at least change your inner world first. Change your inner world like what Alan did. Flip the whole situation to say that, okay, at least I'm still needed and I'm still contributing and I'm still being useful to the organization. All right. So use this kind of inner world setup. So sooner or later, it will turn the wheel on the outer world, and then there'll be a chance and opportunity for you to flip and to get to the ideal setup. Okay. Andrew said the management will direct the issue to him. Yep, this is what might happen if you have door on the left side. Okay, door on the left side. Same thing if you look at your bedroom. Okay, look at your bedroom. It's a door on your left side also. Right. Okay, Alan said cost management cannot handle, so direct to you. Sometimes like this, the door on the left side one, even though there's a proper department to handle that case, even though it will still be thrown to you, even though your department is not the one that's supposed to answer to this. Sometimes it can come out like that. Okay. Now, this, like I already explained, this dragon cross hall, this kind of formation, I will call this the ideal formation. Okay, because it has good support, dragon support, dragon crossing hall, tiger not overly strong, collect tiger water, and if combined properly with qi feng shui, wow, this is really 5 star. Okay, 5 star. I draw 5 star here. If you can, okay, combine with qi feng shui. So Philip say, for ideal formation, what if the door is on the left side? Busy lah. Okay, busy lah. Oh, there's one thing that I keep seeing showing up in a lot of clients and pattern when they talk about bedroom on the left side, or the office room on the left side, or the office executive cubicle on the left side. It is always busy like hell. Okay, does it tell anything about sleep? If the door is on the left side, right? Yeah, why not? Okay, let's talk about this. Alan said, yes, for busy, at least got return. Good. So now this is how you know the situation, you know what is the effect and the impact, is how you transmute the energy. Okay, transmute the energy into returns. Okay, into returns. Now, Philip say a door on the left side. Okay, let's say bedroom. Let's say bedroom. Okay, now door on the left side, which is a kan gua. This means thinking. Okay, this means thinking. Okay, this means thinking. So thinking means even though you sleep in the bed or at night, when you sleep, your thinking power, is still very fleeting. Fleeting means a lot of processing going on while you sleep. Okay, a lot of processing still going on while you sleep. You could have a, I don't know, maybe you think about your work, you think about outstanding things, you think about, I don't know what you're thinking about. And then sometimes this kind of layout, you will get a lot of bright ideas when you wake up. You get my point? If you know how to channel the energy, you will get a lot of bright ideas when you wake up. But then by the time you wake up, how much of it can you remember? That's one thing. Okay, Philip say, keep dreaming at night, lots of thoughts. Yep, this is what it means because your kankwa is still moving. It's still moving. It need ing setup, but unfortunately, you have a yang here. Okay. Okay. Did I miss out any question just now? Did I miss out? Okay, remedy. Why ho say any remedy for door on the left? Now, for door on the left, talking about bedroom, is it? Okay. Now, I'm seeing mixed result. I'm seeing mixed result. Okay, let me tell you this first, but it's better than nothing. Is that you strengthen your left side. Strengthen your left side means here, okay, here, wardrobe. Okay, wardrobe, something tall and high and stable and heavy. And then if possible, L shape. L shape. Okay, L shape like that. So therefore, and this bed touch the L shape, touch this high mountain. Okay, high mountain. Okay. So once you do that, it means your bed is rested or supported by a mountain. By a mountain. So that would minimize or mitigate the impact of this one. Now, most of the time like that, there will be an aircon here one. There will be an aircon above the door. Most of the time based on my practice. Okay, so better than nothing. Okay, better than nothing. Because that will depend. Why I say I see mixed result is because if this kind of setup is duplicated in your bedroom, in your office, in your living room, then you're just tackling one third of the issue by just erecting this wardrobe. You get my point? Because when you go to the office, you are still impacted by that left dragon door. Okay. Now, if it is an office setup, okay, if it's an office setup, right? At least push it here. Okay, push it here. Then build up your left back. Okay, build up your left back to be high. To be high. That means you can stack up files. You can put a Toyogo, those drawer kind one, desktop drawer, pedestal, the kind one. Okay, stack up high on your left back. It is trying to create something like this. It's trying to create something like this. Okay, like the bedroom one, where possible. Because I don't think you can set up a, cabinet like that, huh? I don't think you can do that, lah. But if you can, the best, lah. If you can, the best, huh? If you cannot, then at least left back. Okay, left back, left back, stand up high. Ken, did I miss out? Who else? Philip, my room is like that. I track my sleep using Garmin watch. I got very short, deep sleeping, most time light sleep and dreaming phase. How about your wife? Is it the same kind of effect also? So Waiho say office and bedroom. Okay. So is that okay? Waiho, office and bedroom, the so-called remedy. Okay, Philip say wife is better. Okay. Better but not the best, is it? Okay, Waiho say power. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Any more question? Philip say yes, sleep quality not good. Okay. Now we always want to troubleshoot using the universal connection system, number one. Number two, using the time space connection system to check. For example, sleep quality. This door on the left can give you the sleep quality issue. That means your processing power is still going on while you sleep. That's number one, using the universal profiling system. Number two is the back of the bed head. Okay, the back of the bed head, right? You may place certain items or picture or I don't know some structure. For example, I think few days back, a place that I went to, um, he hang at the back of the bed head, hang here a structure which is something like this. Let me try to draw out. Let me clean the. Uh, wait a minute. Where's my? Okay, imagine the bed head. The wall behind, the wall. So draw something like I think there are five bird like that. Okay, it's a uh, five bird like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flying in the sky. Gold color metallic one. Okay, so it's nailed to the wall. Five of them flying behind. I mean, where he sleep lah, where he sleep. Okay, where he sleep. This one will also give you the kind of what do you call that? Because behind is 乾卦嘛, 乾卦 can also means your memory, your head, okay? All these things. Memory can also means thinking, okay? Yang being the creative thoughts, right? So your thoughts can also be very like flying non-stop. So indeed, not having a very good night's sleep every time lah. So and then worse still, think if we use qi feng shui, this is a southeast. You have bird, metallic one, or flying. Okay, so it means it hurt the mental as well. All right, so we pull in all the tools, universal connection system, the time-space connection system. We pull in all the tools. We read the energy there. Then we make sense out of it. Is that okay, Philip? So you can do the same thing if you want to tackle on the sleep quality. So at the same time for Qi Feng Shui, North is also one that you may want to check out in terms of sleep quality because North is about kan gua thinking. Helen say my first one. What do you mean, Helen? My first one means what? Philip say yes, my bed head is in northeast sector. Okay, good. Helen say the bedroom picture side by side. Okay. First one, with the door on the left side. Okay, so that means your sleep quality also may be affected. And worse still, if let's say the bed head also, I mean the 乾卦, the sitting of your sleeping position is not well supported, may have more issue lah. So the severity will depend on how many crosses you have, like in terms of all the criteria. Okay, let's move on. So this is the ideal situation, ideal formation. Okay, let's look at real examples. Helen said bed head opposite is stove. What is stove? What is a stove? Stove. Opposite is a stove. Okay, wait. Helen, address your question. Do you mean like that? Do you mean like that? Okay, the other side being the back wall is kitchen cooking. Okay, yes. Okay, so this is Helen's bedroom. Thank you for sharing your layout. Okay, I throw this to the class. Type in your comment. Or anything you want to verify. Helen, is it okay if the your fellow classmate ask you question for verification to see how much they have learned? Is that okay, Helen? Okay, great. Okay, so we have one live case study here. I throw it to the floor. So now you are the feng shui master, right? Knowing this is the setup for the bedroom. We don't know north, south, east, west because now we are using the universal connection system. Okay. You want to comment or you want to ask question or you want to verify, Helen is here. Okay, so she has gladly agreed to use this for discussion. Go ahead. Type in your question, opinions, comment, anything. Let me describe again. The bed is here. The door is on the left dragon side. And then behind the bed head wall is the kitchen where directly is the stove. Philip said migraine. So Helen, if you're okay to answer those questions, or feel free to answer. If you think it's sensitive, you can opt not to answer. Okay. No migraine. Thank you. What else? Come on. No right, no wrong. That's throw in. Never mind, it's wrong. Okay. But of course, if it's correct, it will be even better. Now remember this. I give you some tips. Behind. Oh, good, Philip. You pointed it out. Stove is fire, which reward for 钱. No, fire is not reward for 钱. 钱's reward is not the stove. It's not fire. So double edge. So do you want to correct it? Correct this statement, Philip? Stove is not the reward for 钱. Alan said, tend to spend money or lose investment. Yes, correct, Philip. The other way around. 钱卦is the reward for this stove. Okay, so means the 钱卦, which is needed to provide Helen certain things in life. Now, because of this fire, it got burned out. So what could those things that Qian can provide her, but now been burned? Think along this way. Think along this way. So Alan say tend to spend money or lose investment. So this one I just need Helen to confirm lah. Okay, Andrew say whenever an issue appear, it is likely a pressing one and needs some immediate action. Okay, this one I need Helen to verify. Whitehouse say are the wok always on the stove? Okay, this one I need Helen to verify. Now, what can the Helen say? May be right. Which one are you referring to? Helen may be right. Now I want to think. 乾卦. If it's good, what will, if let's say if 乾卦is good, what will Helen get to enjoy? Investment loss or spending. Okay, very good. So it is quite true because 钱 equal money. 钱 also equal money. So it get burned. Alan said relationship not smooth. Okay, relationship not smooth. All right. Okay, relationship not smooth. Waiting for Helen to verify. Okay, Philip say authority can means authority, power, money. So right now it is got burned. Okay, now it's got burned. So whatever you mentioned there, that if let's say there's a good 乾卦there, then Helen should be enjoying this. But right now, the stove is there. So that means all this has been temporarily restricted. Okay, temporarily restricted. That means she probably have to enjoy the other side of all those benefits. Okay, Philip said relationship with father of the house. Okay, same thing. All right. So can you see how we really look at that, slowly sit down, think through, if this is good, what will she enjoy? If this is no good, then what are those things that's been restricted? Ask yourself this kind of question. So Helen said lesser opportunity in terms of growth. You see, the verification start to come out already. You get my point? Are you able to follow me so far? Type a yes in the chat box if you can. Okay, thank you, Philip. So don't be afraid to really spend some time to think through, slowly think through, or squeeze your brain juice a bit, think through. If it's 乾卦, then what will you give Helen? Or if this is restricted, then what will Helen get to enjoy so far? Something like this. Okay, but so far I only see Philip say yes. Okay, Whitehouse say if the wall yellow, okay, both. I don't know. No, when we say yellow, paint wall yellow, we have to use the qi feng shui. We have to use the qi feng shui. Okay, to determine whether this wall can use yellow or not. Okay, can or not? Whitehouse. Okay, thank you. Helen said this is a structural design. Yep, structural design. So my guess is the left side is a window. So therefore, there's hardly any room for you to move the bed around in the room. Okay, so tough. The only way is to move out of this room. Okay, thank you. So Philip say for landed stove above bed head, is it same issue? Yes, whether it's above or below, same issue. Let me draw a side view. Let me draw a side view. Side view as in, let's say you have penthouse. Okay, let's say you have penthouse. Level 1, level 2. And then maybe your bed is here. Side view, your bed is here. And then on top, you go to the level 2 penthouse. Then this is where your kitchen is. The stove is. Same. Whether it's stove or whether it is toilet, okay, toilet, same. Or whether this toilet is below also, same. Can get my point? Or we don't want to sleep your head here, then the fire burning your tian, or someone shitting on your tian, we don't want that also, okay. Or below means burning the base, okay, burning the base or your foundation, we don't want that also. So penthouse may have this problem, landed may have this problem also. So therefore, if you are tackling on landed or penthouse, please take note. Do not just read the lower level 1 floor plan and then read the level 2 floor plan individually. They are okay means okay. No, please make sure you stack them up and then read sideways like this. Okay, read sideways like this. Alan said, move the bed away from the wall. Uh, can, can. Okay, if you can, then move. If you can't, because nowadays the bedroom is so small, miserably small, that there's not much space that you can move. Is that okay? But of course, if you can move, move. Okay, let's move on. Helen said the design is a hum. What do you mean is a hum? What design? The bedroom, a hum. How should I interpret this word hum or bed head? I can't visualize. Perhaps if you have a picture, then you can share. Image cry hum. Image cry word in Chinese. Can't visualize. sorry. Okay, but never mind. Let's move on. Okay, at least I think thanks Helen. Thanks Helen. For sharing your bedroom layout. Okay. So Philip say, if work on inner world to improve frequency, will the energy finally push the occupants out of the less ideal setup? Yes. In time to come, yes. Okay, in time to come, yes. Why I say that? If let's say your inner world is getting stronger and stronger, somehow your inner frequency is not going to resonate very well with your bedroom frequency. Somehow, and therefore you get to hate your bedroom. I mean, when I say hate, means you don't feel comfortable sleeping in their bedroom. Okay, so that will make you that impetus to want to move out of that room, or perhaps don't want to sleep in this room. Maybe you want to sleep in the living room or the other smaller room, something like this. So that is already a sign from the universe giving you the push to make that move. You get my point, Philip? So go with it, go with it. But sometimes I've seen people is that because they don't want to make changes, they don't make changes, say it's expensive to to do overhaul or to move out or to move house. Therefore, they make that choice to stay back. Then bo pian, means their amygdala comes in again. Okay, so Alan say, oh, cool qiang. Helen say cool qiang, Okay, something like this lah. So if you have a choice, Helen, try to co-create your outer world, so that as you improve your inner world, it can gel faster. Alan say, if move the bed head away from a bit from the wall. Okay, if move the bed head from the wall, meaning creating. Let me see. The stove is here, and then Alan's suggestion is to move like that. Okay, move like that. Therefore, there is a buffer. Now, with this buffer means your bed head is not against a solid wall. So this one create the yang also. No support, is it? Yeah, no support. Okay, unless you create a wardrobe or cabinet as a buffer. As a buffer. That means there's one functional setup, okay, as a buffer, as a sterile buffer, okay, as a sterile buffer in between the bed head and the stove, so that this cabinet can serve as your solid backing. Then that is one way. That could be one way that you can do it. Is that okay? Food for thought, food for thought. So when it comes to remedy, your creative juice must come in ready. Is that okay? Okay, let's move on. Okay, Philip say, yes, just sharing. 2 weeks ago, I was pushed out of my bedroom a few weeks ago cause wife C+, must isolate. I become Teng Jiong, feels my energy changing, forced me to change mindset. Yep, thank you for sharing. Okay, so sometimes if you want to have a change in mindset or a push somehow, certain things have to happen. Take it in good stride lah. Sometimes is universe is giving you the whisper or the push to do certain things lah, to push you into the right direction or onto the right path. Thanks, Philip, for sharing this. Now let's look at some successful people out there. Okay. Philip saying positive change, so yeah, grateful. Okay, good. Oh, very good. Okay. Now look at this. I'm sure you know this guy, the former president of US, and he's able to hit that spot. Not easy for him. So look at his work desk. That was before becoming the president of USA. Look at his work desk. Okay, it's good dragon, good dragon. All right. So move in and out from the desk on the right side. Now behind, I'm not sure what is it behind. I think it's a window. All right, but I think with the window is tinted. I'm not too sure. Okay, so therefore, even though he has dragon support, if let's say behind is a window, he will probably enjoy his fair share of obstacle challenges, but he should be able to overcome them. Okay, because these are set up in a very nice position. But of course, if behind is a solid wall, all the better. Okay, all the better. Look at Warren Buffett, same thing. Warren Buffett, same thing. Left dragon. Okay, left dragon behind window, but he has a blind and he put down the blind. Okay, and then walk in and out from the right side. So these are just examples, okay, who are willing to share their work desk for us to see. I think I have one from Steve Jobs, but I didn't get it here. Also, left dragon one. Okay, left dragon, I mean the ideal formation one. So that's why they are able to get successful. So we also want to become successful in our own ways. Yeah, we may not want to be as great as them, but then we want to be on our own terms, own definition of success. So you go and create your own. Okay. So now let me throw in some variables, and then we can discuss further. Look at this. Look at this. A and B. A and B. This is the ideal formation that I've spoken earlier. Now, if let's say there are some variables up there, let me describe the variables. A is solid wall on the left, solid wall behind. So this is like what we discussed as now, the ideal formation, the door on the right side, dragon crossing hall. Now B, exactly like A, the only difference, the only variable is that behind is a window. Is a window. Now tell me, type in the chat box, which is better, A or B? Alan say A. Okay, so it is A. A. Given a choice, A would be better. Okay, like say, given a choice, A would be better. But if let's say your boss learned from feng shui, learn first gear to fifth, straight away chop this one. Of course, you cannot fight with him lah. So chop this one. What is left is B. What is left is B. So tell me, what can you do? What can you do? Or what would you do? to improve the room. Question is, if you are given B, assigned B, so what would you do or what can you do to improve? Fiona say put curtain behind to close the window. Very good. Any more? Philip say dim window side at the back. Very good. Helen say rotate the wall. Rotate in what sense? Clockwise, anti-clockwise? Clockwise. Clockwise become door on the dragon side. Okay. Clockwise means door on the dragon side. Am I correct to say that, Helen? Okay, so back face the wall. Okay, so it means like maybe like that, huh? So sit here, face here. Yep. So that means dragon is the door is on the dragon side, huh? So therefore, the door on the dragon side, I think that's now we have discussed quite a fair bit. So when we do changes, just take note what would be the new effect. What effect can you remove and what effect will you add on? Remember, with every changes, okay? Remember that, So are you okay with the whatever has been removed and whatever is going to be added in? If you're okay with that, then do the change. If you're not okay with being the busyness about this busyness factor here, then don't go into the door on the left side one. You get my point? So it's all about choice, all about doing it with both eyes open. You want to get plugged in and plug in well, and then you say that, okay, I don't mind being busy so that I can learn a lot of things in the shortest possible time, then go ahead, rotate the table. No one is stopping you, okay? But just go in with two eyes open. That's one thing. But if you want to be wun one, I mean very firm one, then remain as it is. Remain as it is. Then like what some of you suggested, put a curtain or a blind. Curtain, please do those blackout curtain. Blind also don't be those flimsy see-through blind. Must be blackout blind also. Put it here and put it down. Put it down all times. Put it down all times as though this is a solid wall. As though this is a solid wall, right? Most Westerner will never want to listen to this advice because they want sunlight to come in one. Okay, and they will tell you, no, I get this room is because I like the window, and then now you're telling me to put down the curtain. No, okay, so most Westerner will throw away this idea, but for Chinese, I think we are more receptive to this one. So if you want those firm, smooth one, then sit in this position. Then put down the curtain or the blind or dark tint the window pane. Okay, dark tint the window pane. Or Helen say, how about use cabinet to block the window? Can also, not the waist level kind of cabinet, not the waist level kind of cabinet, no use, okay. But it's the tall. But tall one means you block out the entire window. Then if you want to maintain the window, clean up the window, you have problem already. You can use cabinet, okay, you can use. But otherwise, a blackout curtain, blackout blind can do. Philip say, if door at Dragon, must get more staff to help execute the boss loads of ideas, since boss may NATO, though lots of good idea. Good point, Philip. Good point. So that for when you shift certain thing, there will be a new effect coming up. For example, very busy, a lot of idea. Then at the same time, you must know, okay, this is what I want, but how do I bring out or act on the insights? So yeah, having more staff to help you execute. If you can bring in more staff, then that would be a good idea. That is resource, what do you call that? Leveraging on resources that you have lah. So good idea, good point, Philip. Okay, so given a choice, the left side is preferred. Okay, the left side is preferred. So let's move on. Same thing. I'm just showing you all the various variables. A and B. A is the perfect one. A is the perfect. B is the window instead of at the back, but it's on the left side. On the left side. Which one is better? A or B? Type in the chat box. Fiona say A. Okay, so more of you will say A lah. So same thing. But if let's say no choice, you're given B, no choice, take it B. Okay, then same thing like the previous one. You can put curtain, you can put blind, and put it down at all time. Okay, at all time. Right? If you want a little bit of sunlight, then at least the up to the door, not the door, up to the table edge, this one here, you pull down. And then here, you can open up to let the sun in. Okay, if you want to let the sun in, then go as far away as you can, or try to go all the way to the bright hall side. Okay, all the way go to the bright hall side, then let the sun in. Clear about that? So this is how we play around. This is how we play around, giving people a little bit of leeway to do what they want. So Darren said, I like to say the difference between individuals and collaborative person. This is what I observe when the window behind it seems has alignment to strong in the individualist. Oh, okay. So this is your observation. Okay, Darren. Thanks for sharing. So what Darren is trying to say is that based on his observation, when there's a window behind, it tend to show that the person using that room has is a strong individualist. Is that what you mean, Darren? Did I interpret it correctly? Okay. All right. Thanks for your sharing, Darren. Okay. So it could be true. You look at Warren Buffett, look at Donald Trump. Behind could be a window. All right. They could be individualists. I'm not too sure. At least I know the former president seems to be. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Now, throw spanner again. They mean the variables. A lot of people has this went into these mistakes go into the room. Good, all four walls. Go into this room. Good, all four walls. So good, ideal. Okay, take this room. Don't forget, your outer world comes in layer. Okay, your outer world comes in layer. It means this could be one layer. Whatever you see inside is one layer. But how about the next onion layer that is external one? Okay, so make a point, go outside, go to the left, go to behind, go to the right, or make a 360 tour and see what is on the left, what is on the back, and what's on the right. That's like Helen's bedroom. If we don't ask about what is behind that wall, the bedhead wall, then we probably won't know that there's a stove there. And then the stove can put in a lot of effect for Helen. Okay, so having said that, looking at this, A and B, which is better? Why B? Are you able to substantiate your answer, Helen? Try. Doesn't matter is wrong, but if it's right, it'll be better. Ellen say A is the lesser evil. Oh, okay, good. So Ellen used the lesser evil thing. Okay, good. Helen say lift and car park got movement. Okay. And so therefore B is better. Is that what you mean, Helen? So remember, Ellen say A is the lesser evil. So how about the rest? Okay, good. Thank you, Helen. Ellen say both are not good. A better than B cause less movement. Okay. Okay, good. And once in a while. Okay, good. Philip say A, toilet, water, drain, 牵挂. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, so you're coming in from different angle to look at the same thing. Okay, so very good. Fiona say A is better. Now, let me tell you, I think those who say both are no good, you are all correct. Those who take side, I'm not saying you're wrong. You have your own rationale why you take sides to say that A could be better or B could be better. Now, my answer, if you were to ask me, I would say A and B, not ideal. but A and B could give you different effect. Okay, could give you different effect. Now let's examine what could be the differences in the effect. So at least now we agree first, on the same page, that both are not ideal. Okay, so now let's move in and discuss what would be the differences in the effect of having a toilet at the back and versus a lift. Okay, lift well at the back. Okay, so Philip say B is actually lift equal to would equal to reward, so double H, right? Okay, let's examine. Let's examine. Number one, behind is 乾卦. 乾卦, it represent your boss or your superior or your 靠山, okay, 靠山, okay, or superior support, all the support that you need. Okay, now behind so-called your all these things, your boss, your 靠山 is a toilet. Is a toilet. Now, Philip is correct to say that toilet is water, so therefore exhausting the metal, the 乾卦. So it means the boss or the 靠山 that you have, will tend to exhaust you. Instead of supporting you, will exhaust you. That's one way to look at it. Then, therefore, the next layer to look at is toilet. Is there any symbolism relating to toilet that can ties in nicely with bosses and the 靠山? Anybody want to give it a try? Helen say dispose. Any more? Connect the dot. Connect the dots. Clean up act. Okay, good. Hokkien call kyosai, Okay. Helen say need regular maintenance. Okay, good. So basically, if you have a toilet at the back, so the boss is actually asking you, to do cleaning up a lot of time. All the job that nobody want to do, hate to do or avoid to do, all will go to you, because this comes straight from the boss. All the shit job all the shit job. You get my point? So that is where your exhaustion comes in from. You feel tired from the boss, right? Because boss keep giving things, right? And all these things are all the shit job. So is that what you want? This could be the effect. Is that what you want? Are you okay with it? So Helen say become NEA. Okay, NEA could be toilet. Okay, so this is the effect from having toilet at the back. Or at the same time, because people coming in and people coming out, okay, people coming in, people coming out, become creating movement. So therefore, movement is yang. Okay, but of course, depending on what's the usage for this toilet. If it's low usage, still fine, but it's still bad. But if it's high usage, that means everybody will just shit there or worse. Okay, symbolism comes in. Now look at B. B is not toilet, but B is the lift. Lift, according to Philip, is wood energy. Wood energy is a reward for qian. Okay, got reward. But lift means up and down. Okay, up and down. All right. Up and down means the boss or your 靠山 will flip-flop a lot of things. Flip-flop means one thing, maybe 1 second is to go up decision, next second could be going down decision. So there's a flip-flop. And then it will make you very busy, because lift is about movement, up and down, up and down. So make you very, very, very busy. Okay, so or the bosses keep flipping the mind. Okay, but at the same time, lift beam movement is also a yang setup, which is a no for the 乾卦. So if it's a yang setup, straight away is considered negative already. And then if it's negative already, then you look at the symbolism to say, oh, what kind of negativity are we getting to enjoy from this kind of setup? Then one is all the shit job. Another one is flipping bosses or flipping my bosses. Therefore, you can't even do your work properly, because you do already. Next moment, your boss changed his mind. Okay, so Helen say metal clash wood. Yeah, exactly. So Darren say, look, another perspective that makes you indispensable, sharpen your ability, ready to help your next lead if we utilize it in our advantage. So therefore, thank you, Darren. Therefore, back to your inner world. So right now you recognize it. If you have a toilet at the back, it's because of your inner world. So flip it using your inner world, because right now you don't have your power to change your setup. So be it. But don't let that stop you. Change your inner world, flip it as what Darren has suggested. Take it to think that you are indispensable, and at the same time doing all the shit job, you know all the nooks and crannies, which is to your advantage if you think it this way. Okay, so Philip said there's a wu wang for the leaf. Okay, agree. Could be. Or it could be a 雷天大壮. 雷天大壮 means the bosses coming in or flipping mind coming in great strength. Could be. Helen say work forever cannot finish, course after submit keep changing. Yes, exactly. For the leave, for the leave. Yes, for the leave, you may have this kind of effect. But at the same time, like what Darren said, you can flip one. Okay, because if let's say the boss keep on changing, that means you keep on seeing a different perspective of your boss mind. You get my point? So that means you get to understand your boss better than anyone else. Is that okay? Now move on. Okay, so it's the same thing. It could be at the back, it could be on the left. So I would suggest you take a 360 tour around your point of intent and see what is there. So you may have toilet, you may have like that. So the male side, okay, not the male side, the dragon side, which is kan gua. Also the male side, like we want the yin setup, but both will give you the yang setup. So because the dragon is more about thoughts, okay, thoughts, planning, right, all these things. So therefore, it can affect accordingly on this area based on just now what we described on the symbolism of the toilet and the lift. Is that okay? So I don't think I need to explain deeper for this left side one. Okay, let me move on. Same thing. So staircase is almost similar to lift, but then staircase again lesser people walk unless it's fire drill lah. So if behind is a canal, MRT track, expressway, then it cut off T. Number one, cut off T. Okay. Number two, it is yang setup. All right. So if cut off T means your boss support cannot reach out to you, cannot, because being cut off. So therefore, even you go and search for 贵人, you probably can't find 贵人. And then when problem comes up, you will be standing alone to deal with the problem. That means all the boss will clean the hand, wipe the hand, and clean off, and leave it to you to handle. Sometimes it's like that. So if you're a business owner, worse. If you're a business owner, worse. Okay, you find that you don't have support from authority. If let's say your business is relating to government agencies and things like that, you probably don't have support from the agencies, and you won't have good relationship with the shareholders, the board of directors, and so on and so forth. So you're all alone. Worse still, you feel very lonely. If you are the business owner or CEO, you'll be standing there alone, very lonely. The higher you go, the air is thinner up there. Okay, so you get to enjoy the thin air up there. Same thing for the left side. If let's say a staircase or the canal, the same thing. Okay, same thing. Qi being cut off here. Same thing, basically. Okay, so flip it over, right? Flip it over like that. I think we discussed this just now. There's no dragon support, but yet strong tiger support, and it's tiger crossing hall. So because the door is on the left side, so busy in, busy out lah. Mang lu lu lah, in Chinese called mang lu lu. So staff may overstep, or you may experience demanding customers. So if you're doing sales, okay, so you're going to deal with a lot of very demanding customers. So customer may demand maybe refund, rejects, or additional perks, or all sort of things. Seldom give good testimonial, but give a lot of complaints, something like this. Also, it's demanding customer. And then if you don't know how, I mean, let's say you don't have a good EQ in handling your staff may be, stepping over you, all over you. But if let's say you have very good EQ and you are those pro staff one, pro employee one, then this could be a good setup. This could be a good setup because your employee may feel closer to you. So Darren said the staircase function, the worst situation I come across where the company keep on changing main support pillar of the company area plus the northeast. Okay, very good. So I think we have mentioned that yesterday. When the dragon is not strong enough and it have a lot of movement, you can expect very strong either male turnover or the management turnover. So in this case for Darren, it is the main support pillar that's been changing. So often we see this kind of things happening. Okay, so just remember this. Whatever you're given right now, most likely, if without any purposefully intervention, purposeful intervention, most likely it is because you are attracted to kind of set up based on what you have in your inner world. Recognizing this is the first step to say that, oh, this is how my inner world looks like right now. Having a strong tiger, having a door on the dragon, therefore I'm very busy, and then I don't have much support because there's a canal or lift behind me, things like that. So it's okay. You got to tell yourself it's okay. I'm going to work on it and become a better version so that the next time when at the very first next opportunity that comes along, my layout will improve. But you got to start from your inner world and then do what you can on the outer world and then slowly let these two gain the momentum to create the subsequent changes along the way, one step at a time. Okay, so what can we do? If let's say you have a strong tiger, but you don't want a strong tiger, you want a strong dragon. I think that's now we discussed that. You can flip table. You can't flip the door. You can flip the table if you can. Okay, and then here, then you can do it. Flip, and then therefore, once you can flip this, you have a good dragon, and it's dragon crossing the hall, and then you have the tiger door. See, you can do. Okay, so don't let things that you can't do stop you from doing things that you can. Question so far? Okay, now let's look at the open layout. Okay, open layout, and then that's where we'll talk about hot desk. Remember just now I said I want to talk about hot desk because this is becoming a hotter trend now. So I'll talk about this right now. So most of the time, you look at a typical office, you have rooms like this, and then you have the open cubicle. Some are just low layer cubicles. It's very, very low partition. Some are executive partition like here. Okay. And then you have the board room here, meeting room, and then maybe discussion tables here. So something like this, then the door is here, perhaps a reception here. A typical setup. Okay, so how many of you in your office is open concept? At least not executive cubicles. Okay, Philip say me open concept. Fiona say me open concept. Okay, I guess most are open concept. So let's deal with the open concept. So the room one, I think we discussed just now already. So I leave it to you with that. Now, let me blow up this part here. Okay, the cubicle one. Am I able to write something if I blow up like that? Cannot. Okay, let me see. Here, consider A, and then here, consider B. One more time. Let me clear away all the ink. A row and B row. A row and B row. A row means like that. B row means here. Okay, so let me blow it up. Okay, tell me, given a choice, would you choose to sit on the row A or would you prefer to sit on row B? A or B? Would you prefer to sit now that you have learned everything in first year to fifth? What is behind row B? Okay, behind row B on discussion table, a section for discussion table. Any more? Why A? Why A? Why A? How plugged in are you for A? Fiona say B, less movement. Okay, Helen say movement. Okay, good. Now, any more? Any more answer? It's either A or B. Philip say B. Ellen say depends, but I assume it's executive, then B. It's not executive, it's those general staff where the partition is low. Let's make that parameter first. Low, low partition. Low partition. That means you don't need to stand up to look people in front or behind. You know, you just have to straighten your body. You're able to see the one in front and the one at the back. So Helen said B seems like 死气沉沉. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, so let me pull out a white screen and let me draw it out big. A, wrong. A, B. Now, if you sit B, okay, you sit at row B, your dragon is solid. Your dragon has this support. Assuming all face here, assuming all face here, okay, all face here. If you sit at row B, you have supported dragon. If you sit at row A, that means you move in and out from your dragon. As good as having a door on the dragon side if you are sitting at A. You get my point? If you're sitting at B, you have you are moving in and out from your cubicle from the tiger side. So technically speaking, row B will have an advantage because it fits that plug-in layout. Okay, it fits that plug-in layout. That's number one. Number two, even though you choose B, now some people, because of their inner world, they may choose to sit and then, for example, face this way. Okay, sit face this way, and then the back is like that. They may choose to like that because of the inner world. So therefore, if somebody choose B and yet sit with their back exposed, then it's as good as wasting the row B. Okay, wasting row B. You get my point? So given a choice, B would be a better row to choose than A. And then once you choose B, right, don't sit with your back exposed. Same thing with A. Don't think that, oh, because I want to have my dragon supported, therefore I sit here, I face here, then my back is here, and then my dragon is supported. Wrong. Wrong. You don't want your back to be exposed. Okay, you don't want your back to be exposed. So to my question, B is preferred, but once you land into B, don't sit wrongly. Okay, you're facing, don't sit wrongly. All right, sit to the front, facing to the left side here, and then with the back with another backing in this manner here. Can question on this? Alan is asking, how about 45-degree? Now, if you see 45-degree, then you may have a 45-degree exposed, back exposure. Okay, you may have a 45-degree back exposure. You get my point, Alan? So Alan said, I thought the backing should be the wall. Okay, should be the wall. This may be a wall, this may not be a wall, but at least here is a walkway. There's no guarantee to say that nobody will walk there. Okay, there's no guarantee that nobody will walk there. So you prefer not to have a walkway behind you. Unless the gap is so small and this is a solid wall, then yeah, then it's fine. Okay, then it's fine to sit like that. But sit like that means not so good also, but doable lah. At least behind is a wall. Is that okay, everyone? Now, my next question is, since B is better, A is not as preferred. Philip say facing seems blocked. Row blocked by who? This is a low partition. This is the low partition. So therefore, just straighten up your body. You are able to see across. So still good. Okay, still good. Now, what was my question just now? Okay, high type 1. High type 1 then got problem. High type 1, if let's say you really need to stand up, then you can see across, then that one may have a problem. Okay, but if it's an executive cubicle like this one, then it's fine. Okay. Oh no, this is not executive cubicle. You know those executive cubicle with visitor chair one? That kind is fine. Even though it's a high partition, it's not facing the wall. Okay. Now, just now what was my question? Okay, A and B. If let's say we say that B is a preferred row to A, then does it mean that if we forcefully, as a business owner, you forcefully fit your good people into B? I mean, those that is your Apple one, your favorite, you put them into B, and then the rest you put into A. Aren't we penalizing those that we push into A? Am I correct to say that? I'm sure if let's say you're a business owner or you're a feng shui master, this is what you would advise. Put all your best soldiers in B, and then remaining one put in A. Then the A one will what do I call that? 越做越糟糕. The spiral down one. So aren't we penalizing those that have been forced to sit in A? Is there a better way to deal with it? %, no choice, bell curve. Philip said put less performing one in B can make them better. I'm not sure. So far, it seems that naturally, if you put people, if they're naturally been allotted, or they pick on their own, naturally the stronger people will choose B. Naturally. But if we deliberately assign people to it, we are assuming putting the best people there. Sometimes, let's say the less performing one, the inner world is so bad, but they're willing to change, then putting them there may help them change faster. They may improve faster. I've seen that. But if for those who just say that no, they are not willing to change, they want to be in their comfort zone, they refuse to learn new things, then putting them there is not going to help them. In fact, you're wasting one seat. Okay, in fact, you're wasting one seat. So Philip said, then reconfigure the table, flip a row around row A. Very good. Very good. So you could explore something like this. Something like this. Okay, something like this, whereby you flip so that everyone, no matter where they sit, they have good dragon. So Philip said the back one will auto lift. Natural attrition, why not? Okay, unrelentless attrition. Okay, so yeah, one way is we give them a fair share. I mean, everybody will have the dragon supported. So, and let this run naturally. So that one, for those who cannot fit into the new energy, they want to quit, they quit lah. Something like this. So in this manner here, whichever seat you take will have the dragon support and the back support. So good idea, Philip. Okay, good idea. So the back one will leave and then create space to hire new ones. Yes, very good. So Philip said now you know how to choose the airplane seat also, Okay, looks like airplane seat. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, we are done with office, desk. Let's move on. Talk about author. What did I say about author yesterday? Anybody can remember? What did we say about author? Respect. Good. Assistant. Very good. Signify ourselves. Very good. Okay, you all remember very well. Exactly. If you don't have author, never mind. But if you have author, please give it the due respect. How you want to be seated, how you want to be plugged in, is how you want the author to be plugged in as well. As simple as that. Simple rule of thumb. Okay, I'll give you one example. This one. What do you think? What do you think? Can you see? Helen said no. Okay, so why no? Why no? Give your comment. Argue like crazy. Why argue? Okay, Philip. Okay, very good. Argue like crazy. But let's ask you lah. Why argue? Helen say mop and broom. Okay, very good. Mop and broom, no respect. Okay, 天水 song, very good because there's a water fountain below. So if this one is 天, bottom is 水, 天水 song. Very good. Okay, Helen say 六国大风向. Okay, very good. All right. So yes, a lot of dispute inside that. Is a company. It's a company. Yeah, it's a company. So yeah, a lot of dispute in the office, and especially with authority. Okay, so we must give it due respect lah. Must give due respect. So if you don't want to sit there like that, the author also don't want to sit there like that. Okay, can. So simple rule of thumb. How you want to be plugged in is how author want to be plugged in as well. So Philip say argue and wash dirty linen in public. Very good. Litigation likely, almost, but I managed to break that cycle for them. I think so lah. But luckily lah, they hit my advice to do certain things lah. Okay. So what is that black thing? Black thing. The one below the author is a water fountain. Okay, the one below the author is a water fountain. All right, so let's move on. So that's all about author. Simple rule of thumb. How you want to be plugged in is how author want to be plugged in as well. Helen said doesn't gel in. Yep, doesn't gel at all. And based on Philip analysis, is creating a 天水 song, argue. Okay, arguing energy. Okay, let's move on.